Hi friends, I hope you're well. I had an Amazon delivery today, so I figured if I'm going to be stuck inside for this time, I need to find useful things to do. And so I went onto Amazon and ordered some books, and they got delivered this morning. And I'm struggling right now because I know what's in that package and I want to open it and I want to start reading, but my wife enforces a rule in our house that when the post comes, we're not allowed to touch it until the next day. So we leave it and then we open it the next day, just in case of any spread of virus. And so right now I'm in this awkward time of needing to wait for what I know is in that package, even though I want it right now. And that reminds me of Easter Saturday. Today is a really weird day and quite an awkward day in the Christian calendar. We don't really know what to do with Easter Saturday. It's a day that's stuck between this moment of grief on Friday and the celebration of Easter Sunday. And the Bible itself is largely silent when it comes to today. When it talks about the Saturday of that first Easter weekend, the Bible says very little. Luke's Gospel tells us that about a group of women who went to get some stuff to embalm Jesus' body, but then it got to the Sabbath, and so on the Saturday they rested. They observed the Sabbath. Even though their world was falling apart, they continued to worship faithfully and did what they knew to do. Matthew's Gospel tells us about some priests, these same guys that used to criticize Jesus for caring for people on the Sabbath. Matthew's Gospel tells us that these same people on the Saturday went to see Pilate and made sure that the tomb was properly secure and safe, just so that none of Jesus' followers could go and steal his body and claim that he'd risen from the dead. 1 Peter alludes briefly to Jesus descending into death and hell. But there's only a few verses in the whole Bible that speak about Saturday compared to chapters that speak about the events of Friday and Sunday. And my guess is that's because largely people on Easter Saturday were in hiding. They were in shock. They were in grief. I reckon there was a massive amount of regret as people came to terms with what they had done and what they'd not done up till now. Saturday perhaps felt like everything was meaningless. Everything that people had put their hope in had come to nothing. God seemed absent. And I wonder if you have ever felt like that, or maybe if you feel like that right now. But friends, here's the deal. We know how the Easter story ends. We know what happens tomorrow. And so Easter Saturday teaches us that the way that you feel today, you won't feel this way forever. Easter Saturday teaches us that failure isn't final. It teaches us that waiting is important. Easter Saturday teaches us that we can worship even when we're hurting and we don't have all the answers. Easter Saturday teaches us that when God seems absent, he is still at work. Easter Saturday teaches us that when things look bleak, there is a miracle around the corner. Easter Saturday teaches us just to sit tight and wait. And so I pray that you would learn to trust God regardless of the circumstances. I pray that you would be able to trust in his timing and his promises. And as uncomfortable as it is, I pray that God would work out his purpose in your life in his way and in his time, not in yours. Because God's way is always better than ours. Friends, God is still on the throne. He is still at work. There is a miracle around the corner. And so today, whatever your circumstance, sit tight and wait. God bless you. Have a great day.